My name is Well, since the UDP has just unveiled its stand on the current bill, which is the 3 years, now if President Adam Barrow happened to call for a national dialogue, what happened to the UDP's decision now? Is it going to change those standard pages?
Well, of course, if the president calls for a national dialogue, we'll all go to the national dialogue. And probably some reasons will be given to us, which will make us reconsider our position. We are not, I said we are, dogmatic. This is not, cast in stone. If there's a national dialogue and reasonable suggestions come for the interest of the country, why not? Why should we just maintain that position? Then if we do that, we'll be very irresponsible, and we don't want to be an irresponsible party.
Second lady is asking a question.
Good morning. My name is Jundenya from iAfrica TV. I came in briefly and I had to say that you want another Gambia because the new Gambia, well, it has not achieved its, what they really stand for. So I just want to know, hence your party have been here for decades. What you guys have been doing differently aside from all the other parties, to give us another Gambia different from the new Gambia. And you in particular, because you have been in the political front for decades, I want you to tell us what you have been doing differently aside from other political parties that will warrant us, the Gambians, to actually know that the UDP is the party that will really move the affairs of the state or that will make a difference in this country.
Thank you. Well, we didn't say another Gambia, we said the other Gambia. It is the other Gambia, not another Gambia. But you are right. You came in late. But when I was giving an overview, I did mention what the student wing of the party is doing in terms of protecting the environment. The student wing has, in addition to that, been organizing radio talk shows, educating the Gambian population on how to carry themselves in the conduct of their political affairs, and indeed in the conduct of everything that touches the lives of the ordinary Gambians. But you see, the impact of a party cannot be felt when the party is not in government. The impact of a party is always felt when it's always felt when you are in government, because it is then that your focus on national issues becomes more prominent. But then, what we would do when we come in, or what have we done differently? You know that all the municipalities, local government areas and municipal council are controlled by UDP. That is a fact. We have seen, we are witnesses to the very significant progress and development that has been made in this municipality. Never in the history of local government administration, particularly Kanifi Municipal Council administration, never in its history has things happened that are now happening under Mayor Talib Bensouda. And that is certainly a sign of what UDP will do. Mayor Rohilo, equally. In fact, she was away in Indonesia and arranged for scholarships for her city, students coming from her city. But then she's not limiting it to them. She's having it extended throughout the Gambia. Did any municipal council leaders do any such thing in this country? They try to And her scholarship, the scholarships are arranging for, is to university, people to go to universities abroad. She will today, in fact, she's living today, you know, one of the places she'll be in Barcelona for All Mayors Conference. And she'll be meeting with local government officials there to arrange, because Barcelona is really, and particularly the Lerida province, is really an agricultural area. She's meeting the leaders of those people to see how we can have cooperation with them to improve on our agriculture, to have students sent to the university there. So you can see, while I was still out of government, but these are things that we are doing at level of local. And the same thing if you go to LRR, the same thing if you go to Basse. All these councils. So this, how they call it, how when the Wolof say, chin, is it more? So you can see what is happening at our local government level. And when we are the central government, you will see wonders. In fact, if our mayors, our local government authorities are left, if the decentralization, the evolution of power is true in this country, you will see wonders happening in KMC. You will see wonders happening in all these regions. But then there is decentralization only in theory, but in practice it's not, because they are shackled by the ministry. And of course, I've said this without fear of contradiction. They have been frustrated by the Ministry of Local Government because they are UDP mayors, they are UDP councillors. They are frustrating them. But then, we do not give in to frustrations. When they bring in their frustrating tactics, we push the other direction. I said this on the national and other medias very advisedly, that they are frustrating our councillors, our mayors, because they want them to go over to BYM and they refuse. So they're giving them all sorts of frustration. But notwithstanding, we are pushing up the projects for the benefit of the people of Carnifil municipality, for the people of the city of Banjul, for all other regions. So, Madam, the other Gambia, you want to see, vote UDP next time, so that will be there to give you the other Gambia.
Honorable, I just want to ask my first question. At the party level and at your own level, Baru was part of UDP treasurer before you became the president. Have you tried on your own or at party level setting aside engaging?
Can you tell us your name and the paper you are from?
Okay, I'm from the Voice newspaper. I'm sharing myself. Are you trying to engage on this issue of national interest? Because what we are looking at, if it's go far or other hand, this is the issue as Gambia we want to do.
Well, we certainly, as a party, we certainly discuss with the president, but we are also careful because as being an independent, not representing anybody, for us to engage him as UDP, we think that will not be proper. But I can assure you that there are people sitting with me across this table here, and some not here, who have engaged him, including myself, who have engaged him on issues that revolve around maybe his aspirations to contest again the next presidential election we have. But I think it will be indiscreet me to really go into details of that. But let me tell you that, people sitting across in the table with me here and others not here, I think have done so.
Okay. All right. This is the man who worked with the president, who is the national advisor on the leader affairs. And he is the national president of the UDP. And we work with this guy. Don't you think getting in and talk to the president on national interest can be a possibility?
Well, again, the internal workings of the party, I think maybe it might not be appropriate. But let me just tell you that, anyone of significance in UDP, and when I say significance, I mean in the executive, really, that's what I mean, have been and have engaged with the president on these things. I can assure you.
The difference is what? Are you trying to say there's a change in leadership?
Change in leadership.
Because you said everybody can see the difference.
No. I said everyone sitting here.
Yeah.
No, I said people have engaged, including people who are sitting here.
Yeah.
Including people who are sitting here with me, and others who are not here. They are in the leadership, but they are not here today because of, like, the deputy party leader. She is not available. She was here. The president of the National Women's Wing. She is not here. Now that's what I'm saying. That there are people here, sitting here, and others not here, who have engaged the president.
What are the differences between Jammeh 2 years and about 2 years, I think, 9 months? If you compare, now we take out the human rights violation.
Well, I think we are still struggling with system change.
We have seen 22 years of Jammeh, we never seen Jola at State House. We have never seen Maninga at State House. We have never seen Madiapo at State House. But we have seen of recent, just I think 4 or 5 days back, a group of Fulani went to State House. As a leader of the party, what do you have to say?
It was not just recently Jolas. Some months ago, Sarahules were ferried from URR. Some months ago. But that's why I'm saying that, a system change. That has not taken place. In fact, probably under what happened in Jammeh is being refined, because Jammeh also used to call people to State House, but was always mixed people, never tribes. So it's now being refined by Barrow, segmentalizing it. And I think it is really sad, and I don't think we should really be carrying ourselves in that way. The president is the unifier. Whatever he does should be seen as unifying people. When you bring the Fullers there, the statements are made. These are not interpreted in a language that the Serere would hear and understand, or the Aku, or the Mandinka that comes from Salikenya, because they don't speak any Fula in Salikenya. Maybe for others who come from Fuladu, like Honorable Sana Jawara, it doesn't matter. But the point we are making is that it should never have happened, and I think we should desist from that. We shouldn't be making appeals of that nature. I mean, the group itself did claim that their visit was non-political. That's what they claim. But we see political statements being made there, even by the president himself. So for me, it was an appeal by the president to that particular tribal group to support him. But he's going to fail.
Mr. John.
How do you explain the sounding silence of civil society group over this issue of tribalizing political antagonism? Another question on environment.
Sorry.
We are all...
sorry, how do you
explain this the sounding silence of civil society group?
Sounding silence.
Sounding silence.
The resounding silence of civil society.
Over this critical issue of
tribal politics.
Tribal politics. And the other issue is with environment, what I'm very concerned. We are in November, you see, we are all feeling the heat wave. And we know that UDP, Sudanese, has embarked over this past months on planning exercise. And we also know that UN has given us an alarming warning concerning what they made it clear that this planet will not be livable if we don't repass the threat in 10 years. So do you have any plan to put environment at the center state of development?
Well, your first question, I don't want to really express any opinion, any views on what civil society organizations should do, whether they should respond or not respond. I really don't want to make that an issue. What I say is that it is responsibility of everyone, whether civil society organization or political actors. It is responsibility of all to speak against tribalizing politics in this country. It is how it is. So, and you cannot blame, or I will not blame civil society organization for what you call their resounding silence. I want to say that probably if they are resoundingly silent, it's because they consider these as political issues and they don't want to be tainted as people dabbling in the politics. But it is for us, the politicians, really to speak out against it and to speak against it very loudly. And we shouldn't leave that responsibility to civil society organizations. If we do so, we will be abdicating our responsibilities. And we should not be seen to be abdicating our responsibilities. On the issue of environment, yes, this is a global issue, it's just not national. It's a global issue. And indeed, small states like the Gambia, are the ones that suffer more. The causes of this environmental degradation is by the rich and the wealthy people. We have, we believe that we have to be very active in the club of the small states to combat together the negative effects of this environmental degradation. Of course, we must, as a nation, also invest in the environment. We have to do that, and responsible investment, I think, we have to do so. And we have to also get experts, knowledgeable people, who will really help and give the proper direction. Even in the United States, in China, in the UK, in the developed countries, the governments are aided by experts in these countries in order to come out with policies that will help them protect the environment. And I think we want to have that. We want to make use of our experts in this country. And I know, a few of those people, and I can tell you that UDP is making use of their expertise, and hopefully, when we put our documents together, the other Gambia that we are talking about, Madam, you'll find something on the environment, which will be for the other Gambia. Yeah? Yeah.
We'll have the last question from Musa Sharif.
Sir, I want to ask you, with these issues, I've asked you on the side of the party, have you make any effort to engage with other political parties? Because it was clear that only UDP and Doi usually attend the party that endorse the president. So I don't know whether you are making any effort to engage other political parties on this issue of national interest. That's my first question. And my second question is, what message do you have for Gambia? Because we are still seeing the issue with people itself. Group of people wake up from the Sirikula East, go to State House. Group of people from Barigo's Centennial, they are State House. What is your message to these people? Because there's a change and we can walk. What is your message?
Well, your first question. Obviously, UDP has never been averse to be engaging with other political parties. In fact, that is why I think it was in May. Was it in May?
April.
In April, when there was a call for political parties to meet, to look at this issue, discuss it, come up with a position. We attended it. And we attended it in good faith. And we attended it because we believe that, we could contribute positively to the discussions that were taking place, or that were supposed to take place. But when we got there, we are faced with procedural problems. In fact, even before we dealt with that procedural problems, we discovered in documents presented, some injections of what had never been discussed in 2016. Injected in the document that the National Assembly elections were to be held on an independent platform, which was never discussed. And we pointed out that this was never discussed. And the chairperson asked those who prepared the document to go back, prepare a document that showed the true picture. So that was that was omitted, or that was deleted. And then it becomes suspicious. Why would anyone inject in the document issues that were not discussed in 2016? And I guess that they wanted to do so in order to justify some of them, their claims that we wanted to contest elections as independent candidates, but it failed. But when it came to discussions of the issue, well, we can review this document, but before doing so, let us have it signed. We agreed that in 2016, this was what agreed on. Now, if you want to have that revised, then we can do so. But you don't revise it and then ask us to sign it. Because if you revise it and ask us to sign it, that means that was what agreed on in 2016, which was not the position. So the majority refused to do that and said we're not going to be part of that discussion. Because we cannot pretend to the world that this was what was agreed on in 2015, in 2016, when in fact it's being revised to give, to meet some condition or some expectations. We refuse to do so. So it will no longer be useful for us to engage anybody, because as you know, they said that has been signed. So what do you engage them for? If it has not been signed, then you can still say, look, we continue to engage. And really, and for me, that is not an agreement of 2016. That's certainly, anybody who says that an agreement was 2016, you're certainly not presenting the true position to the Gambian people. On the other aspect of a question, and again, I think it was you who asked whether there has been any change. Again, that's the system change. That's the system that is in place. These people don't come on their own. We know that. We know that they don't come on their own. They would go to the CFO, as you mentioned, Central Badbu. They'll go to the CFO of Central Badbu, get people to come around and say, we'll come to support you. That is what Jamia was doing, and that is what they are repeating. So. And to be quite frank, it is very few people who will say, if a president calls, who will say, no, I'm not going. And some say, look, let me go and listen to what this man is saying. And some say, look, let me go and see how State House looks like inside. They are curious. Yes, that's what, of course, that is it. But refer to, and I think it was aired on GRTS last Thursday. I've given my version. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, Fatu Network asked the same question, and I said, I don't want to really combat on that because it saddens me to address that. It really saddens me. When it's mentioned, I reflect 30 years, 40 years, and it's sad for me to address the issue. So, and let us leave it at that. Let us leave it at that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming to the press briefing. We are very grateful for the work that the media is doing covering the affairs of the party. Thank you very much. We still have a few of the statements.
Come on. Mr. Sharif, how are you? No more arrest of Mr. Sharif. No more arrest.